Hey, hi Josh. How are you?
I'm good. Hey, everybody.
Hello, everyone in chat. It's nice to see you. Demonic
It
Davros,
is.
Sandy, Reagan, Megan, Sandy, Dog. Oh, do good. I
Do
almost did
good.
it. I almost did it. Oh no. It's been weeks. I was doing so good. Oh
We're
no.
doing
I'm in
so
trouble.
well.
I know. So well, thank you for coming to do AIT with us today.
No
Josh,
problem.
I know you're a busy guy with your channel too. And hello,
Yes.
student. Howdy from the hospital. I'm so glad that you could join us for a little
Um,
bit. And it's like,
yes.
oh,
Howdy.
well,
Hello.
yeah. So, Josh, for those that don't know about your
Mhm.
channel, what kind of stuff are you doing on your channel? What is your channel about?
Well, it's a mixed bag of things. I've done gaming. I've done mental health streams. I've done bullying streams. I've done just general chit chat streams. So it's a mixed
Mm-hmm.
bag of things, really. I've taken some time off recently to recharge the batteries, but I will be back sometime at some point. I will be putting out a video soon explaining all that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's my channel. It's a mixed bag
Okay.
of things.
All right. As long as you're enjoying it, and that's the
Yeah.
most important thing. So how's your asshole meter? I mean, are you really good at judging these guys, or what? What do you think?
It varies. I like to see both points of view, but we'll see. We'll see.
We'll see. All right. Well, there's two of us, so there'll definitely be 2 points of view. We'll see. We'll see if we match up some of the times. But
We'll
speak your
see.
mind. I'm not monetized. You could say whatever you like. There are no subjects that are taboo here whatsoever. Everybody gets a voice as long as they're respectful to everybody else. And here
Of
we go.
course.
I'm gonna put it up, and I'm gonna start you first. I have my lovely screen of what the voting options are before I turn over,
Oh.
and then I will read it to you. Uh, and then we'll go. This one, this one spoke to me a little bit because I had a little trouble deciding about this one, Josh. So we're gonna come out strong with the first one. Am I?
Ooh, coming out strong.
Yeah, the the bear had a bit of attitude today. Am I the asshole for actively choosing not to openly share life updates with my close friends? This can be long-winded, so I'll try to be concise. And they actually were pretty short about it. So let's go. I am not someone who feels compelled to share news about my life, positive or negative, if not prompted. Posting on social media about a new job or a new car or the loss of a loved one isn't something even remotely on my radar. Morbidly, I even have the recurring thought that if, for whatever reason, I were to discover I had little life left to live, I would absolutely choose to keep that to myself. That being said, if I'm asked directly about anything in particular, I like to think I'm an open book and will almost never choose to hide things, be it good or bad. A former close friend of mine, we still talk every day, just not as close as we once were, just learned about a new job and was taken aback that it's been over 2 months now and she hasn't known about it. I'm well aware of how it is she's supposed to know to ask if she doesn't know perspective, but hey, I'm the kind of person who inquires without needing to be prompted. That conversation finally came around, and not only did we talk about the job, but my new car and the accident that resulted in such. Yeah, that happened. This interaction triggered some introspection, seeing as it wasn't the first time I've chosen to not be forthcoming about news in my life. Thankfully, those people are never bitter or upset about it, so this isn't a detriment to my relations, at least I think. It is, however, a reflection of myself and why I operate the way I do. Whether it's friends, family, housemates, or my significant other, more often than not, I'm just simply do not feel the need or desire to open up about what's new with me unless asked.
Hmm.
Hmm. And so he wants to know if he's an asshole for not sharing. You know, that's
Hmm.
it's a little
Hmm.
complaint because this has happened to me. Like people are like, why
Yeah.
you just don't talk about all this stuff. I'm like, well, once you get me started, you can't shut me up,
You
for
see,
one.
I'm exactly the same. It's sort of like not a lot of people know about things, but
Mhm.
once I start talking, that's it. You can't shut me up. But I'm the kind of person, sort of like I'm very reserved. So if people want to know something, all they need to do is ask. But I'm not going to come out and like say it.
Mm. And I've noticed, this occurred to me to do this one because it has happened with a couple of people that I know frequently, and they asked me about it. How does that mean you don't trust me? You don't think I'm a friend? And I'm like, no, I do. Like, ask me anything. I'm an open book, of course. Ask me anything. I'm just
Mm.
not a billboard like kind of person or
Yeah.
something like that. And that doesn't mean that anybody that does that, there's anything wrong with it. It's just not me. I'm a little odd. I admit it. I'm not exactly,
We're all a little bit odd.
yeah, like I'm a little bit odd about it, but I don't think they're doing anything wrong. I don't think they're being
I
an asshole.
don't know. I
They
just
said, go on.
no. I don't think they're being an asshole about it. I just think they're being themselves. It's just in their nature to be that way. Some people are more open and they'll tell you everything and like they'll tell you their experiences from the get go and like that kind of thing. Or and then there's people who are more reserved and more like you need to like ask, prompt them to be like, so how's your day been?
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
Oh,
other
that
people
kind of, yeah, that kind of stuff. That's easy. It's just like, if somebody's sick in your family or like
mm,
more, I
no,
don't know.
I tend to keep that in. Or like if it's me, I tend to keep that in. Unless asked.
Me too. I don't know. We're gonna have to ask the chat. I personally don't think
Yeah,
he's an asshole,
I don't
especially
think so.
since his friends and family are kind of getting like kind of used to it. Sandy says the way people can use even the simplest things against one. I withdrew all personal information from where I could. Privacy is hard to find nowadays. And I agree. Like
True.
some people
Yeah.
do have that kind of problem, and
Mm.
um, student, how many more subs before we could buy membership? Ooh, that wasn't related to this, but I will let you know. I don't think you can actually have a membership until I get 1,000 subs. But the
I
reason
think
I
it's a
have
thousand.
subscribers, it's not memberships, it's subscribers. But I thought it might help with the bot situation that's been going on all over YouTube. And
Yeah.
because it makes me so nervous. And even though my mods are like the best mods ever, hands down, give yourselves all like a big pat on the back, and everybody else just tell them how wonderful they are, because when the bots come in, they don't panic. They just take care of business and they let me do what I got to do. It's me that freaks out. They're great. They're fine. They're like calm as cool cucumbers, and they just do the business. They do what they got to do. And
Yeah.
I'm so happy to have all of them. But it made me nervous, and someone suggested I'll try it. But if it's a problem, please, people, talk to me. I don't know. Let's see. All right. So that was it. All right. So we're gonna vote on this then. I mean, this
Yeah.
one for me, this was simple.
Mm.
But we'll just see. Now I'm going to read this out once. This is getting harder to read every time because there's so many options. Okay. Well, first we know that the one who wrote it is the person who thinks they may be an asshole because they don't like to share a lot of information. So we'll just say, if you think that is that person's an asshole, vote number 1. If you think anybody else who has a problem with that person is the asshole, vote number 2, because there wasn't anybody he was directing it at, because he says all his friends and family seem to be fine with it. He's just doing self-reflection here about himself.
Yeah.
Right. And then number 4 is always yay duck porn. And we need to go yay duck porn because Mayhem was a little, we skipped Mayhem, so it's double up on the duck porn for today.
Why not?
Not right. And number 5 is Bears Fun for Boys and Boobies. Hey, hi John, and you came right in time too, because whenever I think about number 5, I think about I get to go to a strip club with John. Like, this is going to be fun. All right. And number 6 is everyone's an arsehole. Everyone does have the tendency to be one. I proclaim to be an asshole regularly, but I own it. Like, if I'm being an asshole, it's the snark. Sometimes that comes off the wrong way. But 7 is peckers, pecks, and pants on the deck. My favorite asshole in the whole of YouTube right now is still number 8. My mate, Chris, who is a drop baron fool. Number 8, Chris is always the asshole. And that is why it's all about the drop bears. It's nothing personal. It's all about the drop bears. Okay. And this is why number 9 is Reverend Runs is an asshole, because he ran with it and he dropped bear my Discord to death. And he follows me with those things. It's like, are you noticing a pattern here, Josh? Yep. Yeah, okay. So number 11 is Bear's Beaver needs a laser beam. That's another joke because, well, that's a Mayhem thing. If you were there, you get it. If you're not, you need to show up to Mayhem. It's lit. Laser beam lit.
Yep, laser beam lit. I was there for that one.
Yep. And number 42 is Jay is a coffee hating asshole. He owned that one. He was here last, and yes,
How
Jay
can
is a
you
coffee
hate
hater.
coffee? No.
I don't know, but this is why he got a number. The chat was very upset with him. They gave him a number. Okay, 6. No, you know the rules, people, on this channel. If you vote 69 or put 69 in that chat, you better put a phone number. Otherwise, you're a tease, and it's not very cool. It's just not cool to put 69 without a phone number. Just my personal bare opinion. 96 is Claire is really a drop bear. No, she's not. Nikki, I can't even believe you put that up there and I'm reading it. 99 is give Berto GG's, please. No, I don't need any more, but the avatars, we're having the avatars adjusted more real life. It's kind of comical. 420 is no cocktail means no cock in that tail. There you go. And then 666, spiders are the devil, in Waterboy Mama's voice, which I cannot do. 245 is pending, but we also have number 40 for Duckin' Digital Demonic Davros, who just recently earned that award, and we will be adjusting our screen for that one. So vote away, people. I know how I'm voting. I do not think that, I think there is no asshole in this, or the person who thinks that Kai would be an asshole would be the asshole. And all the numbers, because I can't even type all of this anymore, Nikki. I'm gonna have to get this digitized or something, like somehow, or make it like a tally thing. Wouldn't that be cool? That would be like really, really cool. It would. Oh, that's it. But let's see. Well, there's a lot of 8s and there's a lot of 4s, and nobody seems to think that this guy's an asshole. And I agree, he is not. I think he's not an asshole. I totally agree. I
love Digital Demonic. I vote for me.
I vote for me. Okay, you can vote for you. Okay, you straw polls. All right, I'm glad you're all in a good mood. On that note, I guess we're going to go on to the next one. What's the number for uncovering taint holes? We do that on Mayhem. Uncovering. We'll have to. We're running that I can't even imagine. By the time I'm going to have double columns of these voting, it'll take me half of the session just to read out the voting options. So, for now on, I'll just tell you what 1, 2, and 3 are, because the screen will come up and you guys will get all the rest. Okay, but I'm glad they're having fun. So you ready, Josh?
Yep.
You ready? Yeah. All right, here we go. Would I be the asshole if I blocked a friend out of my life without explaining why? I've wanted to block or cut a toxic friend out of my life for months. She makes me feel guilty for how I make her feel when I'm successful, and assumes the worst and twists my actions. We did have a nice, good friendship for years before, but it's not like that now. The most recent interaction we had was the final straw for me. I invited her to something, and she, purposefully or not, took how I invited her to be offensive and responded with a bitchy, passive-aggressive message. Oh, I hate those. I sent a kind message in response, but no reply. Normally, I would say it's the decent thing to do to explain why to a person, but given that I sent the last message that received no reply, and the one she sent before me was hurtful, I'm not sure what the point would be. It's tricky because we have mutual friends, but I'm willing to let them go too if it means I don't have to hear from her ever again. Would I be the asshole? Oh, well. Hey, this is I hate
tricky.
that. Wasn't, you know what? That wasn't even cool to me. Like, I did that to me too. Like, I don't even want to answer this one.
But like,
because here's the thing. Yeah, they had a long relationship, right? So maybe it's just a bump, but
maybe. But like, the thing is, like, because I had a friend like that once, and I didn't realize how toxic she was until the end, and then I made the choice for me. So it's all about it's all about how you got to make the best choice for you in that situation. And it is a difficult choice to make, especially if you've got mutual friends.
It is, because yeah.
Again, like, if like she sent a passive aggressive message, and it sounds from what you've just read like that's not the first time.
Right. She's feeling a certain way. Like, she feels like if she says anything about her being successful herself, she doesn't get any encouragement and gets some attitude. So it sounded like the friendship wasn't working for her before she got the bitchy, passive-aggressive message.
Yeah.
Which, those are never fun,
No.
But I'm sure we're all guilty of sending something like that at some time or another. I mean, but
oh yeah,
I agree with you. If it's not working for you, you have to. It's not selfish to put yourself first. Let's just be clear. I mean, the term selfish gives people a bad feeling, but it's really means self-care. Like, you got to take care of yourself first, or you're not good for anybody else, period.
No. So I was just going to say, like, and knowing your self-worth.
No, and don't be, if it's not working for you, then take it work for you, because there's you're not going to know what else is out there for you until you walk away with what's not there for you. You know what I mean? Like, you have to get the stuff out of your way that's blocking you before you can see what's really out there for you. You might meet people you get along with better. You might have rewarding relationships, but sometimes if you're using words like toxic and unsupportive and bitchy and passive aggressive, I'd say the block button's your friend. Like, the block button's your friend, girl. Like,
I'd say, like, those are the words, like, before you use that block button, it's sort of like, you're halfway there.
Yeah.
So it's like,
go on. I'm sorry.
So, like, for me, I'd say no, she's not the asshole. Her friend is.
I would say the friend is being a little bit, and the friend isn't returning or responding to the messages. So I would say the friend is already making some kind of decision, and she doesn't have to abide by it. She could just move on. Like, she's already got the free pass to move on if she's not getting a response. John said, not the asshole. I've dealt with people like that. The best thing is to just cut them off completely, no contact. Any message to them will drag it out and be blown out of proportion. True. And
True.
Gives you the risk that they're going to drag other people into it. Like, try to keep it. Try to keep it between the two of you if you can. And don't, you don't have to talk to anybody else about it, whatever. You do what's best for you, and, keep it small, and act the way you would want somebody to act if it was happening to you. That's the best advice. Syntex says, I love the block button. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes the cray cray's got to go.
Yeah.
I hear you. Okay.
I've used that block button.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to lie. I've used the block button.
Okay, pay attention. Mom is talking shit. I don't understand what you mean by that, but that's funny as hell.
That is funny.
If you mean me, I'm not Mom. I'm the bear. But yeah, I might be. I don't know. I don't know. Student says, yay, porn. Oh, see you in the funny pages. Oh, okay. There you go, student. I hope you're feeling good. Okay, so let's see. Jolly says, not the asshole. Okay, let's see. Okay. I'm only hearing one side of a very imbalanced story, so I'm not saying anything. Grins. You know what? I get that, Sandy, because a lot of times they do not give us enough information, do they? And we gotta kind of be a little judgy and kind of fill in the blanks ourselves. And I hate to assume, because you know what they say about that, right? It's like next thing you know, everybody's voting on us because we're making asses out of ourselves for making assumptions. But I understand why you wouldn't want to weigh in. But in this situation, I just think they could walk away. If the other person, like, we don't know what was said. Always says not the asshole. I've had to cut out some toxic people recently. I hear you. Mm-hmm. Just stop answering her calls. I get it. Just don't. It's like, if it's bad for you, it's bad for you.
Yeah.
And Sandy says, I've been on both sides of that story, and both sides needed help, if that makes sense. I get it. Because like usual, what do we always say? You need to have a conversation and some compromise. That's the only way these situations, this is what keeps you out of the AITA Reddit. You don't have to put it out on the internet one-sided. If you have a conversation with the person directed, whoever it may be, a friend, your partner, your family, anybody, even the customer service representative you're dissing in the background, whatever. If you have that conversation and be willing to compromise a little bit, or at least, if not compromise, at least be open to hearing what they're saying. You don't have to agree. You don't even have to say they're right. You don't have to do anything about it, but be open and listen with charity. Listen with no preconception that what they're going to say, or what they mean. Like, listen to the actual words. And if you don't understand what they mean, ask, so that you're not making assumptions, because that's how you keep yourself out of trouble. Hi, Tiny. Thank you for dancing in. so, I like that. I like that little cha-cha dancing girl.
Very pretty.
So now, yep, that's it. So I would say, all right, so if you think that the AIT writer who wants to use the block button on a friendship that is a little bit toxic for them is the asshole, vote number 1. If you think the friend is the asshole before not returning the text, vote number 2. If you think they're both being assholes, because sometimes that's the way it is when they're not talking to each other about what the issue is, vote number 3. And all the rest. There's 4, there's 5, there's 6, there's 8, there's all those glorious numbers, But hey, I know what I'm voting. I don't know. What do you think, Josh? Where are you with this?
I still don't. When you think about it like that, we don't know the full context, but she's come to the internet, so I mean, I don't know. It's difficult to make a informed decision, but I will turn around and say that I kind of think that she isn't the asshole. But yeah.
I don't know. I'm thinking, I voted 3. I think they're both assholes. I think it's not nice to not return a message if you have a friendship. I know sometimes people need time to cool off, but there's no harm in saying, like, I'll get back to you later. I need a moment. Yeah, like at least something, even when a friendship breaks up with me, I try to honor and be respectful of what it used to be like. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, and even if I don't ever talk to that person again, I try to I try very hard
Yeah.
to treat them the way I would want to be treated, you know.
Yeah, and
But
like you say, maybe like she shouldn't have blasted that out on the internet. So they're possibly like both. Okay, so
yeah.
yeah, maybe like I would think that they're both assholes because she really shouldn't have put that out there, even though like because
Mhm.
what happens if our friend sees that as well?
Exactly. Like that's not exactly going to
Mm,
be conducive to a conversation. But it
no.
seems like she was feeling a certain way before. And if she was feeling
Mm,
things like unsupported and this and that, they should have been talking about that kind of stuff, you know.
they should
Like,
have,
yeah, if they
and
want
it sounds like
to
they're not.
yeah, they're not
Uh,
talking. I always think people are assholes when they're not talking to each other. That's how I vote every single time. If they're not having conversations, asshole. That's it. my,
yeah,
my
yeah,
my asshole meter will go off for that for sure.
yeah.
You know. You know. All right.
And
So it
and
looks
I'm always going to pick four.
yeah, well, yay porn. I mean, God, who could not pick four? I mean,
Yeah.
well, I do understand. Like, not everybody loves porn or like they're, you know, you don't even have to watch porn. I just think that porn should be available to anybody who wants it. That's just it. Freedom for porn. That's it. Like
Yep.
I'm not trying to cram it down anybody's throat. I'm just saying, you know, freedom for porn. That's what we
Freedom. You should put that on merch. Freedom for porn.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, John has a very good point here. He said she
um,
vented and mentioned no names, but no one but the offending friend would be able to identify who it was about. This
yeah,
is true. Say
yeah.
she didn't get shamed or anything, but if you were the
No,
friend, like you would know
you'd
it was
know.
about you for sure.
Yeah.
You know. But
Just search for 4 and 69 with one.
there you go. And 1-800 ducks me. God, you're cracking us up. This like I don't know.
Uh,
I oh God.
no,
Are you?
I would go for three. They're both assholes, really, because like she did it and then she posted it, so they're both in the wrong, really.
Oh, this is scary. We agreed again. I don't know.
Oh.
I'm gonna have to try harder to find a conflict for us. There we go. You know, hey, let me see. Let me put one up here for you. You guys ready? And the chat seems to be agreeing with us, like 3 and 2. Like they're kind of agreeing that the person who wrote it is not actually the asshole. So that's pretty cool. All right. All right. You ready, chat? Here we go.
Here we go.
Oh.
Okay.
I know why I didn't know that this one was right after that one, but here we go. This one is very personal for me because I understand this issue. Am I the asshole for telling my friend I no longer want physical contact with her, touching? Okay. I'm 20 and my friend is 21, and we've been friends for about 5 years. She would always touch me, as in her words, like a way of affection, like when she's talking. I have always hated it and made it clear that I did not like this. I would yell or tense up when she touched me due to hating being touched in general, but she continued to do it. By touching, I mean touching places I don't like to be touched by a friend and would never ask for permission to do it. She has told me she used to have a thing for me, and that was when her touches became more invasive to my privacy. I could not even wear tank tops around her because she would slip her hands in my shirt. I started to think the only reason she was touching me like that was because she wanted to fulfill her own pleasures. This is so fake. I know it. That was what crossed the line for me. So I told her that I no longer want physical contact with her. She didn't take what I said well and blew up in my face, calling me an asshole because I said she harassed me. I never said that to her. She only inferred it. Am I the asshole in this situation? Well, yes, for writing a fake story, you are the asshole. Because there's no way I'm going to believe that this person's getting touched against their will and just going, I'm just not.
I'm just going to allow it. Like,
I'm just.
you
Wait. Let me just sit here and go run to the computer and write an AITA thread because somebody's got their hand up my shirt. I got my hand up here calling bullshit. Like bullshit. Like, you can't see me because I'm not on camera, but my hand is like so high up. I'm pulling my arm out of the socket right now. That's how high up my hand is with this bullshit. That was bullshit. And I'm
She
sorry.
she went a bit too like. I mean, those things can happen, but the issue is that she went into way too much detail about it,
Exactly.
and
I'm thinking.
that's where you look at it and go, like,
Mhm.
if it was that traumatic for her, you wouldn't go into too much detail on
It's true.
you wouldn't be as open like that online if it was as traumatic as she's making it out to be.
Exactly. And we're not laughing that it happened, because if it really
No,
happened, this is terrible. Like, nobody
yeah,
should be touched against their will by anyone. I don't care if it's a friend. I don't care if it's your uncle.
boundaries.
No one. And that is
Mhm,
even not even in a sexual way. I'm talking like people have issues with being touched in general.
mhm.
I know I have family members that you do not come up and touch. You don't
Nope.
hug them. It is very difficult. You got to be like
I'm the
3 feet. We have 3 feet of personal space, people, and you need to honor it until you're invited in. Every
Mhm.
single person on the planet, regardless of issues, regardless of relationships, we all have the 3 feet. It's like a rule.
Yeah,
but but this is funny because I just think it's fake. That's why I'm laughing, not that it
yeah, I know
happened.
what you
Well,
mean.
anyway, Nikki says, all I hear right now is she's touching me. I know, right, Nikki? I'm like, Mom, he's touching me. Like, Miko, like, I
It's
hear
like
it. I hear it.
yeah, I do as that. So it's like
Mhm.
like at I said, it's there's too much detail in there. Like,
Mm-hmm.
hmm,
And she said, oh, and I never said to her that it was invasive or whatever. She's inferring that I'm saying it's harassment. You are. She's touching you against your will. What is that referred to? What do you
harassment.
call it?
It's called harassment,
Exactly.
and especially the way that she described it, it's called sexual harassment.
Exactly. So let me write this AITA thread accusing you of sexual harassment, but don't you dare say I accused you of sexual harassment. Like,
Yeah,
no.
it's like
No, you're inferring it, not I. I didn't say that. Like, that's why my hand is so far up, like, because this was
mm,
so fake. It was just screaming at me. John says that's creepy and incredibly invasive. I agree.
yeah,
Watch your 3 feet of space, people. Or now it's sick, with the virus. I could say it. I'm not
mm,
monetized. I don't think they'll come get me. But because of the virus, it's 6 feet. Oh lordy, yeah, she was copping a few free field. Yeah, it sounds like it. Only duck porn. Okay, in his mind, yes. I don't know. I don't know. The appropriate response would be the writer punching the person in the face. Yes, if somebody
yep,
uninvited had their
yep,
hand up my shirt, I doubt very much I'd be running to a computer to write an AITA.
nope,
I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. I don't think I would be saying, hey, no, I'm not inferring you did anything wrong. Like, I just don't want you to touch me anymore. I don't
mm,
think I could be that calm about it if it was that. That sounds really invasive. I mean, it can happen, but maybe it was a guy, and that isn't cool either. It can happen. Maybe it was a guy. Maybe it was. I don't care who it was. If she didn't want it, it's not appropriate. But she needs to say something. Like, she can't just be like, not saying anything and then going and writing an AITA about it. Like, that's just not right either. I had a coworker, female, used to randomly slap my ass. No lie. You know what? Been there. I get you. There are people that do that kind of stuff, but I have never had anybody, when I said, oh, please don't, that they ever did it again. Like, all you don't even have to be rude about it. I said it like, oh, please don't, like a joke, like, like half serious, half not. And they never did it again. You know, um,
mm.
you don't have to be rude. You don't have to say
No,
sexual harassment. Get your hands off of me. Like, well, whatever. You could just turn
yeah,
around
that's
and say something funny, like, you don't put a ring on it. Don't touch it. But, show them your hand. Whatever. whatever. Say, dude, I don't want to go home and get dusted for fingerprints. Could you keep your hands for yourself? Something, use humor, use a careless thing, if it's not an actual aggressive thing, if it's
Yeah.
casual, like this appears to happen, which is just like a friendly kind of thing. I don't really think the person intended to sexually harass them. You know what I mean? Like, And John said, "Oh, Mrs. Cassandra, that's when you say do that again and expect to be called into HR." You know what? That's true. HR hears about that kind of stuff. You're in trouble, even if it was
Yeah.
friendly. Don't touch your coworkers, people. Don't touch your coworkers. Okay, fair call. Being touchy and grabby with people that don't like it and have voiced that is not cool. Exactly. All you have to do is say it's not cool. Oh, Reagan, I had that happen to me today. I was walking to class, swinging my arm, and I don't know what. He was that close to me. I think I accidentally slapped him. Oh, you slapped his butt, Reagan? Oh, I hope, well, if he told you not to, I bet you wouldn't do it again, especially if it was an accident. That's what we're talking about.
Exactly.
Like, say something,
Yeah.
Oh, God. Nikki always has the best solution to every problem. This will work. I mean, it's a little aggressive, but it'll work. Just walk around with a cattle prod stick and no one will bother you. This is right. This is good. This is good.
Practical solutions.
Practical. She always has the good one, and she gets right to the point too. Cattle prod. Little one.
That would definitely work.
She's like, I don't even like shaking hands. I don't know where the other person's hand has been. You know what? In this environment, always grateful, I have not gotten a decent hug or a handshake in forever. And I don't ever see me shaking bare hands again for quite some time. Like, because most of the time you're being introduced to somebody, right? When you shake their hand, so you don't already know them. And that virus has made things a little weird for a lot of people. And I'm one of those people that get a little weird about it. I'll own it, I don't. Okay. I swear the poster said they told them they don't like to be touched, and the toucher continued. It would have happened twice, for real. You're right. It did sound like it happened more than once. You're right. So why is she saying she's not saying she's being harassed? Because she is. Isn't it true in the UK something only has to happen twice, right, for it to be some type of harassment, whether it be on the internet or whether it be like that? I think their law is a little different than here. In the United States, it takes forever to prove something like that.
I think it's once or twice. I think it's twice here. I think. It's been a while since I looked that up.
Mace and a taser are your friends. Yes, John.
They sure are.
You subscribe to Nikki's problem-solving methods there. I see. This is very good. You guys are so good. All right. I do have a cane. That'll work. It would work. It's close enough to a cattle prod.
Just whack them with it. You'll be fine.
I do below bumps, but I do hug my family and friends. You're right. Like I do people are doing the elbow ones. Is that, I think that's what she meant by below the elbow. Like we do touch elbows and stuff. And I do hug immediate family that I know is vaccinated and that is also as careful as I am. I did have some company recently, and I even got to hug some of the smaller children because I know how careful like they are and what, how they function, out there in virus world. That's what I call it now.
Virus world.
Out there in virus world.
Basically, we're just turning into like the world of Resident Evil. It's fine. It's fine. We're just zombies. Zombies are going to come and attack us. It's fine.
Yeah. The do good letter says no bear hugs from you. I know, and I'm the biggest hugger on the planet. Like I like bone crushing hugs. I like those really long, like people groan when you hug them, like those kind of hugs. When I don't see someone for a long time, it's been a while. It's making a cranky bear. I could tell you that. The way things have changed lately does not do good.
I wouldn't like to see a cranky bear. Would not like to see a cranky bear.
I'm funny when I'm cranky. I don't mean, like, just cranky. Like I miss like, do you miss? I mean, I guess everybody's different. I personally miss interactions, like that, just being able to, just go everywhere, do whatever, go get coffee whenever you want, talk to strangers, shake hands, have hugs, not worry about who's vaccinated, who's not vaccinated, or having how many people in your house, or all of that stuff. It could be a little bit, I don't.
You
What?
see, I'm a hermit, so it doesn't really bother me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, and that's fine, Ted. I agree with you. Like I have members of my family that absolutely do not want to be touched. Like they will hug me,
I'm the same.
but I have to wait until they come up and do it to me. And sometimes it's like one of those like an arm's way away kind of hug, like, but they are also, there are sensory issues. There are all kinds of things that people may have, and they don't want to discuss it with you. I mean, whatever it makes anybody comfortable. That's just how I am,
Yeah, I know.
But all right. So who's the asshole here? Is it the op writer for writing a fake ass story about harassment and doesn't want to use the word harassment? Just my opinion. But or is it the friend who is doing the not harassment, that's harassment, or is it both of them? So that's 1 for the op writer, 2 for the op writer's friend, and 3 for both of them, and then all the rest. It's 4 for yay porn, and there's 5 and 6 and 7, and don't forget 8, because we can't leave Chris out. My mate needs to trend. I love to get him trending on Twitter with that 8. Chris is always the asshole. Someday it's going to come up automatically.
It's just going to be there.
Yep.
I'm gonna say 3, 4, and 8.
3, 4, and 8. You know what? I'm always. You know what? That's like my standard answer today. We keep doing the same thing. This goes out to everybody on the internet. Almost the doctor wants to know if anybody here has mechanic experience and knows about that stuff, because someone is quoting asshole prices, and that happens a lot in that industry. You need somebody that you can trust. So anybody knows, hook up with Almost the Doctor. He's a good guy. He doesn't deserve to be ripped off. And yay, number 4. Yep, and he votes for porn. So hey, it can't be that bad.
There you go.
There you go.
Just
fake, but if it was real, John, I'm with you. Fake, but if it's real, it's definitely the toucher,
Yes.
But because I think it's so fake, I have to vote for both of them, because, like, Well, Matt and Ted, you know each other, right, from the chats. So, like, hook up on Twitter, man. That's cool. And then they can. There you go.
Hey, Ted, I don't know how to debate either. It's fine. I just make it up as I go along.
I don't either. I don't, because I don't like to try to convince people of anything. You know what I mean? Like, they're gonna believe what they're gonna believe. But it looks like, let's see. Reagan thinks the person writing it is the asshole. There's most people think did both, or the one who wrote it. So there you go. Cool. Just roll your eyes.
Yeah.
Okay. I know. All right. Okay. We're gonna go to the next one. I didn't even put up the. All right. Now this one. You know how we always have debates, like on Twitter and then Aaron, some of the other chats that I go to that I mod at. Some people recognize that we often argue about whether pineapple belongs on pizza.
Okay, I can tell you flat out, it does.
Okay, well, I wasn't even going to ask you, because I didn't want them to go in debate, because some of them get so upset. Like,
I know, I've seen.
I'm just saying, like, okay, and like in Xylie's chat, they decide what is the best mayonnaise, or we had that whole thing. How did Xylie like come into the Discord with the whole mayonnaise thing, like boom, like that, and then or mint chocolate chip ice cream. But there's always some kind of food oriented debate. So I got one for you.
Mint chocolate chip is awesome.
It is. I kind of I kind of
Mm.
do like that.
Mm.
Yes, Tiny, I'm always down for those polls. And now I got a community tab, so I'm going to be polling the
You can
shit out
do
of pineapple
that.
pizza. Yes, I can. I can't wait to make my first poll, actually. But let's put this up first. This is going to be a debate. This is going to be a debate, I think, in the chat. So chat, please listen carefully to this, because I really want to know what you think about this. I want everybody to weigh in on this one, okay? Because in my house, this is a big problem. Okay, I don't know about everybody else, but we have definitely drawn lines in our house, in our family, about this. Am I the asshole for leaving eggshells in the container? The day before yesterday, I was at my grandmother's house making eggs for breakfast. At home, I usually put the shells back in the container after cracking them in the pan, then throw them out with the container when they're all used up. My mom did that when I was a kid, so it feels normal to me, and it saves time. It saves me from extra time and mess of having to throw the shells away individually while cooking. So, of course, I did the same with my grandmother's eggs and put the used shells back in the container before putting everything back in the fridge. Yesterday, though, when my aunt was over making breakfast, she saw the shells in the container and asked why they were in there. I told her I made eggs yesterday and those were the shells left over. Both she and my grandmother looked at me like I said I'd spit in food or something. I love that. I don't think it was a big deal, but I apologized and threw them out. Am I in the wrong here? Is that gross? I still don't see the issue, but most people think it's strange that I'll only do it when I'm at home cooking for myself. So like they want a real opinion here.
Mm.
Like, okay.
Okay. Like,
Hmm.
I tend to throw the shells out, so, but that's me. Because like, if you leave it in, then all the juice flow, like the bits that are left, sort of flow into the container and get the. Yeah, I don't like the feeling of it.
Yeah, you know what? I'm kind of with you on that, because first of all, it's like it's exposed raw egg white now, like all over the inside of the shell and everything. And
Yeah.
raw egg can be in a contaminate, and I think it's gross. Like I don't like it, and I have actually had broke up with people for this, that we were living together for stuff like this, because we just couldn't. It's kind of like the toothpaste. The cap on the toothpaste or the toilet seat up. Well, there's the eggshells in the egg container thing too. Just all those little things. But even worse than that is when they put them in a container on the counter and just don't throw them in the garbage. Like, why are you making extra steps? Like, I don't get it. Like, why are you making extra steps? Just throw it in the garbage.
Yeah, like I don't know. I tend to just throw the shells away. So,
I
but
do
that,
too. It's gross, right? I'm thinking it's a little gross.
like,
I'm waiting to see if anybody else, mm, one warped angel. Hello, thank you for being here. I
hey,
wouldn't put the shells back in the cart and throw the damn shells away. Exactly. Why? Why?
I
Oh,
don't get
I
it.
know.
I've known some people to do it, but
Oh,
no, it's not for
I
me.
don't
I
really
don't really
like
like
eggs.
eggs.
You don't have to vote then. I guess you don't do it. Is that no, it's not going to make you an asshole.
No.
You don't have to like eggs at all. But definitely come on. I want to know, people. Nope, that's just wrong. It is a breeding ground for bacteria. Exactly,
Yes,
Opus.
it
This
is.
is what I was thinking. It's a salmonella nightmare. I'm like, I
Mm,
gotta worry about this too much. Like I don't wanna worry about that at all. And besides, like, you're just making it like eventually it's gonna all get thrown out. I get that. But first of all, we compost anyway. I don't want the raw egg white anywhere in the refrigerator contaminating anything else in there at all,
yeah.
even the other shells or anything like that. But so I guess it's really not contentious, because nobody is actually telling me that it's no big deal. All right. So let's see. I have to put ketchup on omelets or salt on hard-boiled eggs, or I don't like them much. A couple of friends think ketchup on eggs is weird, though. I don't think
Mm,
ketchup on eggs is weird because I am a hot sauce girl. It's me and hot sauce for eggs. Hot sauce with chilies all of the time. Like even like raw chilies chopped up and cooked in them, or salsa I've got left over, or even I have like seasoning mix that has like crushed red chilies, like Mm.
I'm
So
guessing you like things hot.
my eggs, yes. My pizza too. My pineapple pizza has chili on it too. I am a fan of the hotter cuisines. Like I do like a lot of flavor. I love Indian food and Thai food and oh my god, I like Mexican food. I like spice. Oh, who could think? I mean, come on, Josh, you know me. What do you think? The bear wouldn't like some spice? I mean, come
True.
on. True. It's true. But eggs are kind of bland. That's what makes them universal. That's why they're the perfect thing to have in your refrigerator all the time because you
Mm,
need a quick meal. You can always do something with eggs. You
true.
could turn
That is
eggs
true.
into just about anything.
You can.
But yeah. But it looks like everybody agrees about the eggshells. Nobody's calling us out on this. This was a very disappointing debate. Nobody, the eggshells are not making it to the poll, that's for sure. Because if you think that he's the asshole for not throwing out the the uh the eggshells, then vote number one. If you think grandma and auntie are the assholes for looking at him side-eyed because he's putting salmonella all over the refrigerator, vote number two. If they're both assholes, vote number three. Here's one for you, Claire. If someone was really pissing me off and was just leaving a mess, would I be the asshole if I added a drop of phenylephrine to their drink just to leave this hypothetical? Jesus, no! God, listen, Matt. I'm gonna forget you said that, and I can't get rid of it because I would lose my chat if I edit that out. But I hope that never happens and they use this as evidence against you for somebody being like knocked out at your place. This is like, thanks for playing, Matt. I love when Matthew plays. Ugh.
That's funny.
This is true. Gosh, how many times you gonna vote, Matt? Did you get stuck? Are you okay? Are you laughing, right? Because you were laughing at your joke and your finger got stuck on the one for sure. And we know it was hypothetical. Yes, like nobody's gonna go. Like, don't let that hit Twitter, people. Yeah, leave him alone. He's a good guy. He's like, I'm glad you all are going to keep yourself safe. I know it's going to be a mess. Like that's what I was going to say. Like I didn't want to have to explain it, like how I know that, because I don't want anybody accusing me of doing that either. But like, why would you do that at your house? Like you don't want that mess. Like, can you wait till they leave it and give them like a drink to go? Give them some. Give them a snack for the road, but don't do it while they're at your house.
No, you just no, you don't want it in your house.
Yeah,
and I was just about to say, Claire, you're just digging yourself a bigger hole.
I know. Well, I know, but that happens awfully. Just ask Nikki; she's got a whole book of hashtags. I'm telling you, every time the bear opens her mouth, a hashtag falls out. I swear, it's like something. I just can't. I can't keep myself out of trouble. I don't know. I think we have time for one more. Josh, are you on a time constraint?
I'm not. No, I'm not on a time constraint.
Okay.
No.
All right. We gotta bring in a cheating significant other, or it's just not an AITA. Here we go. All right. Context. All right. Am I the asshole for telling my wife that her asking when I'll be home makes it look like she's cheating? This is just sad. Context. Okay. I am a 27-year-old male and often on business trips, approximately 2 weeks every month. Those delegations sometimes end on Saturdays and sometimes late Fridays. My wife, who's 31, always asks me through text, when will I be leaving the workplace? When will I get home? It was fine at first, but 2 or 3 questions every single time started me associating with cheating. I'm not suspecting she really is cheating. I trust her, but I can't help that I'm feeling this way when the situation repeats. So today, same story as always, but I just couldn't pretend it's not bothering me anymore. She asked, "Will you let me know when you're leaving?" I said she will be sleeping when I get home because even in a perfect scenario, I would be home at 10:30 at night at best, and she goes to sleep at 10. Few texts, and 2.5 hours later, she asked, "You still didn't leave?" And I replied, "I did." She asked if I just left, and I let her know that I'm like a third of the way home. She wasn't happy and said it's not good that I'm ignoring her, which I kind of was because I didn't report her the moment I left my workplace as she asked me to. And we get to the final, am I the asshole? It's really making me angry when you keep asking me to report the exact moment I get into a car, just like you were cheating on me. She thinks I'm a huge asshole for ignoring her and accusing her of cheating. Personally, I can see being the asshole for the way I said it and expressed it. So what do you guys think? So Reddit, am I the
Mm,
asshole? It's sad. That's just sad. I don't
that
know.
is
What do you, that is
that is
just
sad.
yeah.
I mean, so apparently he trusts her, but then doesn't trust her. Which one is it?
Yeah, you know what? Good pickup because you know what? I was thinking along the same lines. Like, what the heck is he talking about? I trust her, but is she cheating? Like, it makes it looks like she's cheating.
Mm,
Like, you know. Hmm.
eh, it, the way he's framing it makes it sound like she doesn't trust him. So what did
Mm-hmm.
he do?
You know what? He is just like not communicating, and then he's not telling her right off, but then he waits until he gets really pissed off to tell her.
Mm,
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Almost the doctor says, I think he should have said something earlier. John says, she might want the warning to get off her ass and pick up the house before he gets home. She might not trust him in keeping tabs on him. True.
mm.
Um, Good God, be like the rest of us and stalk your husband on Snapchat to get his location. Oh, and
Oh, that's funny.
covering. Oh, God. Oh, it's about trust. Yes, it is, Jolly. And there
Yep.
doesn't seem to be any on
No.
either side here at all.
No.
This is like, she may just be curious, but he should have noted he wasn't comfortable with the volume of questions. Yes. Okay.
Should have said something sooner.
You should never wait until you are really pissed off before saying something. Exactly.
Yep.
Um,
Because it can go wrong.
yep. Yes, it can. Yes, it can. I definitely can see that here is one of my favorite situations. People aren't talking to each other and they're making things worse. This is how it happens. This is how you end up on a show like this with me reading about your story because you're not talking to each other. They're in a
Or
relationship. They're
you end
texting
up
to each other and not communicating. Like they're in the process, but they're not actually communicating. They're not saying what they want to say. They're not having a real discussion about anything. It's so frustrating for me when that happens.
it's like sit down and have a conversation. If something's bothering you, like have a conversation. What I don't get what are people are so why are people so afraid? Like
You know what? It's like
like like
I think it's easier to just assume. I mean, I
mm,
see it happen all the time. People just assume they know where someone's coming from, and they make all the decisions themselves, and they don't have to open their ears and hear what the other person's saying. Um, it's not always. A lot of people find it difficult to understand things from another's perspective. Um, it can be difficult, but
okay,
I
it can.
actually I find it makes things easier just to have an open dialogue. I mean, I've been known to raise my voice, have a little bit of a fit, even get into an argument, and then 10 minutes later it's all over with and done because we work it out. We talk about it.
Yeah,
We work out what the issue was. You don't handle everything appropriately every single time,
of
but
course not.
you have to be open to have those discussions to work it through, to get it, to get to a point where you understand where the other one's coming from, so you don't have issues like, is she cheating, is she not cheating? I'm saying if that's in your head, you both got problems. Like you both have problems here.
Yeah.
Almost the doctor says uncovering. I don't. Oh, but I don't have Snapchat or a wife. Oh, that solution's not going to work for you then. It's like it's not going. My hubby's Google location is synced to mine all the time. Oh my gosh, there you go.
There
Track
you go.
him
You can't
on
hide.
light. Oh my god, I never thought it. You know what, people? I mean, I think it's great that you do this, and I'm not judging, but that never occurred to me.
I want to know what Life 360 is. What the hell is that?
I think it's some kind of app. I don't know. Best
See,
solution, don't go near those humans.
Yeah.
Oh
like,
god.
Like, I know where my partner is anyway. Like, he usually tells me anyway. So
yeah, you know what? I if I have anything, if I have a suspicion or I'm uncomfortable about something, I can understand not wanting to say something directly right away because it does say something about your own insecurities, especially if it's wrong. You know?
Yeah, I'm a little bit too blunt. Like, I'm just like, yeah, if I've got a problem, here it is. Here's my concerns.
Yeah, and you know what? You probably get better results. I can tell you that every time I've had to deal something head on with a partner, if there's open and honest discourse, then it always gets worked out. It does. No harm, no foul, you know.
Yeah, and it's nerve-wracking. Like, you don't want to ask the questions, but it's like, well, I'm one of the people, like, I spent many years, like, sitting and wondering, like, about questions, whereas now I'm sort of like, if I want something answered, I'll ask it.
Mm-hmm. That's how it goes. No, really, you're not going to get the answers if you don't ask the questions, right? You're not going to get clarification. You know, you're just
exactly.
John, I had an ex that would constantly try to keep tabs on where I was and what I was doing, who I was with, when I'd be home. I dumped him for it. I don't blame you. That could be, you know, people have trust issues. Usually people that come out of relationships where they've been cheating on or where something bad has happened have trust issues for a while, but it's not you, and you don't have to tolerate it. That's for sure. Let them work it out. You know,
I had an ex who was exactly the same.
I laughed, but in all honesty, he went to Vegas for 5 days for a bachelor party getaway. I went to the coast with our girls. We maybe talked 6 times. We're just not those people. I get it. You have to trust your partners. You know, like I could see me and my partner doing the same thing, being like that far away from each other, not even like, you know, catching up later on everything that we did or whatever. But I if you don't have total trust, why are you there? Like, who are you with? Like, why are you attracted to this person you don't even trust? Like, you're in a committed relationship with someone you don't trust. You know.
Exactly. You know, you got to trust the person. They've got to trust you, and you've got to trust them. So, like,
yep.
I was going to say, for example, like if I've gone down to see my friends and stayed like weekends, and he's gone down to see his friends and stuff like that, and it's just like, okay, like I don't bother him, and he doesn't really bother me.
Right. This is adult relationships. You're not always going to have the same circle of friends, same people involved. You're not going to have the same schedules, work schedules, type of work, people, functions that you have to go to. There's got to be all kinds of trust. You can't be like that. Almost the doctor says, I get into shouting match with my dad. Family tell us to stop shouting, and we turn around both smiling and ask, are we yelling? That happens to me all the time. They're like, why are you yelling at me? I said, am I yelling? I didn't realize I was like that.
Me and my mom do exactly the same.
And this is why I live alone. Okay, you know what, Sandy? Sometimes it's better to be alone than be in an untrusting relationship. I kind of agree, you know.
Yeah.
Jolly says, when I feel like I need to ask the question, it's already too late. Trust. You either have it or you don't. You know, this is the thing. Yeah.
True.
This is the thing. I kind of get that. I do. Hello, Beaver. I see you.
Beaver?
Welcome. Yes, my Beavers unit have showed up in the chat. Yep. I am the wrong type of doctor, says Doctor. No, there are no wrong kinds of doctors.
No,
No,
of course
there's
not.
no wrong doctors. No. So let's vote on this last one, people, so we can let Josh go on with the rest of his day, and I can free you all from being trapped in my chat. Let's
Uh,
see. If the operator is the asshole for being upset that his wife wants to know when he leaves work, vote number 1. If the wife is the asshole for wanting to know when the husband leaves work, like all the time, because, she just wants to keep tabs on him, then vote number 2. If they're both assholes, because, this is quite the number 3 situation where people are not communicating and not compromising, and everybody's worried about everybody and nobody's talking to anybody. This is not a good thing. Then vote number 3. And of course, there's always number 4 for porn, and 5 and 6 and 7. And don't forget my mate, Chris, for
yeah,
number 8. Okay. And all those other glorious numbers that we have that are so many that I can't even tie my tongue into all those knots to say them all right. Like, I hear you, Nikki. This is my favorite thing. This is it. Communicate,
yeah.
communicate.
Um,
And get counseling.
yes,
And
please
then
seek
forget
counseling,
it all.
people.
Just go with number 4. That's it. Just dump them and just rely on the porn, people. That's it. That's all you need.
Yeah.
That's it. Nope, it's definitely 3 and 4 and 8 for me, and all the other glorious numbers.
Yep. And I'm gonna say, yeah. Not gonna. I was gonna tell myself you're not gonna like my answer because it's 3, 4, and 8. Same as it
you know what? You know what? At least we were consistent. It was every single one. Josh, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get more contrary ones, for you. It's like, because someday, hopefully, you will come back again.
Of course.
And we can do this, and that would be fun. For now, though, I'm going to say it was a great hour. Everybody check out Josh's channel. He's linked in the description below. I have also got his Twitter on there. He's pretty funny, and he does some nice, interesting things. So if you want to give it a peek, and thank you so much for being here, Josh. And I hope that I know I'll see you around again, because we're all in the different chats and everything. For everybody who showed up in the chat, thank you very much. Thank you for playing along and voting. I like to hear what you have to say about things. It makes it much more interesting and fun for us. It's why I like to do this. And to my fabulous moderators, thank you so much for covering everything and for being here. And on that, I'm going to put the outro on. I'll see you in the chat for a few minutes. Okay, Josh? And thank you again. Okay.